What's up, sports fans? My name is Marco Dupa. That right there is Adam Obesius Rodriguez.
Sports!
Drunk Dave Romero, a.k.a. Sports with Dave.
Sports. He's so excited.
Tonight's brew is from the Small Town Brewery.
What's it called, though?
It's not your father's root beer.
What's the name of the brewery?
The Small Town Brewery.
Yeah, but what's it called?
Small Town Brewery.
Oh.
You're not my father.
It does look delicious. I'm not a huge fan of root beer, but I'm ready and willing to try this right here, right now. Let's get ready to podcast! Do it!
So I'm just going to put down podcast.
Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Oh yeah. Did you say the name?
It's the
I
Small
feel
Town
like I
Brewery.
cut you off.
I got it in.
No, the not your father's root beer part.
The Small Town Brewery part?
No, the
root beer part. All right. It smells like root beer.
It does.
Here. Root beer.
Looking at Gavin's face.
I know. It's heavenly.
Oh, that's root beer.
That is root beer.
It's totally root beer.
This just tastes like root beer.
Yeah.
But it's going to get us drunk?
By God, I hope so.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
That's root beer.
Yeah, that is straight up root beer.
I don't know if there's much else to say about this, but it tastes like root beer.
We're going to need to drink a couple of them to actually prove that it gets you drunk. Because right now, that's just root beer.
Yeah.
They might be tricking us.
Do we have any vanilla ice cream?
Bitch.
That's what I want to know.
Bruh.
We'll have to make that happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the meantime, welcome to the One Baron Podcast, episode 60.
Yes.
So what do we think of this?
Yeah.
Rate it.
You're going to jump in there.
I'm ready.
I don't know.
Excited.
I'm kind of confused.
It's hard to rate this.
It's confusing.
How are we supposed to rate this?
If you like soda and root
Drink
beer.
this. Right.
And alcohol.
I guess no, but that's a good point though. If you are if you need something, first of all, if you're into root beer, you're automatically gonna like this.
Does this count as beer?
It's
just
an
because
ale.
it says root beer on it?
It's an ale.
It's an ale.
So
Is it brewed like an ale? Because this just tastes like...
It tastes like root beer.
This tastes like it would be Mike's Hard root beer or some shit like that.
yeah,
Except
not lemonade.
just root beer.
Yeah.
But if you need an easy transition to beer, this is a good start. This is a good place to start. What I'm saying is,
I'm
it's
gonna
not.
disagree with you
it's
outright.
Not, listen. Let me finish. It's not a good place to start if you want to become a beer drinker, because obviously it does taste nothing like beer. But if you want to relax and have a good time, it's One Beer Podcast.
Yeah.
I would drink this, but on the basis of a beer review,
It doesn't taste like beer.
it doesn't taste like beer at all, and I don't know if that hurts the score or helps the score.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know really what I expected out of this, other than it tasting just like root beer.
I guess what I wanted it to taste like root beer, but be harder, I guess.
No, I thought this was just going to be like beer with spices in it. Like it was going to taste like an ale, but a sad attempt at root beer.
Right.
But this tastes
like
root
a
beer.
hint
like
of root
fucking...
beer.
This tastes like Barks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess they succeeded? Question mark.
Yeah. That's a big
Everybody knows.
because we don't really know where to go with this.
Yeah.
Ratings wise,
This is breaking our show right now.
Seriously, I really, honestly,
Are we drunk already?
It happened.
I mean,
Rate it on how much you would want to drink it again, regardless.
I would give it a 4.5 pop caps out of 6.
to be honest with you, I probably wouldn't drink this again ever.
This is the One Soda In podcast.
Because I just drink a root beer.
Yeah.
True.
And like I said at the top, I'm not that big a fan of root beer. So that's why I was hoping it'd be like flavored like root beer, but still a beer. I'm going to go ahead and give this 3.
Okay. I'm going to go with a 4. I like it. I'd probably get it again.
To have ice cream with it.
Yeah, no, I really want to try that float.
I would like to load this with some whipped vodka.
Oh, okay. Now you're talking.
Yeah.
Now you're talking, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boyo.
Apparently, there is another version of this beer that is a lot stronger. That's aged in, what do you say? Was it bourbon barrels or something like that? Anyway.
And why didn't you get that?
They didn't have it. Relax.
I would rather have this first than
My
that.
man.
Yeah.
Numb
It's supposedly 16%.
See?
which is insane.
Yeah, that's
now
crazy.
you're just getting it's a liqueur. It's a root beer
True.
liqueur.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, if we find it, maybe we'll give it a try.
3, 4.
3
3, 4, 3.
pop caps.
Bobcats.
Podcaps. Very well.
This tastes like a mixed drink.
It really does.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Not bad. Not great. Pretty.
Kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like something that happened?
Anyway,
But it's different, whatever.
this is the One Baron Podcast. Like I said, episode 6-0. Last night, we all gathered around my father's TV,
Yes.
and he ordered the pay-per-view
Of the century!
Fight of the Century. For 6 years now, they've been building up and building up and building up two of the greatest welterweights of all time.
Almost as much as you're building up to this topic.
Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. They have finally met. Face to face.
We probably met before.
Toe to toe, shut up. In the middle of the ring.
Mostly
it
the
was-
corner of one.
One of
Yeah.
the most boring fights I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Underwhelming fight of the century.
It was the most underwhelming fight of the century.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things that have gone into the reason for that. Let's explore. First and foremost, who were you guys going for?
Pack.
Pacquiao, now I say that while also saying I didn't think he'd win that fight.
Yeah. We both knew off the back of how Mayweather fights that he was just going to win by decision.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all watched Manny Pacquiao fights before. We've all watched Floyd Mayweather fights before, so we know exactly how both of these guys fight. I think that a lot of people who are casual sports fans, they don't watch boxing at all. So they hear the fight of the century, and they're like, well, I mean, I'm definitely going to watch it. It's Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. There's a lot of people who know Floyd Mayweather as the celebrity.
Right.
And I think that obviously that drew a lot of eyes to the fight.
Yeah.
And then when they actually, got into it, people are really disappointed. And for good reason. It was a disappointing fight. But it was not the fight, it was the fight, I should say, that most fight fans expected.
Yeah.
If you're a smart boxing fan, this is how the fight was going to go. I mean, I had wishful thinking that Pacquiao would be able to chase him, get him into the corner, and then, lay some flurries on him like he usually does to everybody else. I thought Pacquiao would be fast enough to do so and strong enough to make those punches effective. I was wrong.
Yeah.
But it's not the fight that I didn't expect it to be. And people are up in arms about it, like it was supposed to be. Like these guys were going to stand in the middle of the ring and just slug it out for 12
Yeah, no,
rounds.
this isn't Rocky.
Right. And
Wasn't
I think
gonna happen.
That's what people wanted.
Yeah, of course. Of course. People want that, but I mean, like you were saying, you could see that this was the fight that it was always going to be.
Right.
Again, we talked about this topic in the past on the show, and they decided to do this about 4 years too late. Mm-hmm. This would have been such a better fight, a few years ago.
Right.
And nobody's in their prime anymore. Nothing unexpected happened.
Right.
And I feel like that just led to the disappointment on
Right.
top of everything else. And even people that like Mayweather and were going for him the entire time, I don't see how you could see this as being an exciting fight.
Right.
He won, sure. I don't think that's in question unless you're Pacquiao, apparently.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was just a boring, formulaic Mayweather match.
Yeah.
It's exactly how he plays it every single time. And
Yeah.
we mentioned before, that's a very smart way to do it. He didn't get hit very much.
It's not exciting.
He kept him away.
It's not a good
It's not
fight.
exciting. It's not a good fight. But
You dish out $100 for a pay-per-view just to
Yeah.
watch him run around and not...
Yeah,
it's
I
not
mean,
running. It's smart fighting, David.
Yeah, I know. That's what everybody says.
Yes.
but it doesn't matter. There's no other boxer as notable as Mayweather or Pacquiao. So this was supposed to be the fight that could have, reignited boxing in America.
Yeah.
And it's not.
Yeah, instead, I posted an article on Facebook. It could quite possibly be the death of boxing, because there will never be two people to draw this kind of attention.
Yeah.
Ever.
No.
And
Stephen A. Smith disagrees.
fuck Stephen A. Smith. I hate that bastard.
I was, if you're watching, sir, no. But I saw him being interviewed earlier today, and he was just saying, basically, this was a success, even if people were disappointed, because a bunch of people bought it.
Because Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, but nobody's going to buy it again.
Yeah, probably.
Unless
his
it's the
cause.
rematch.
And all the jealous people,
All the haters.
they want Floyd Mayweather to never fight again.
Is that your Stephen A. Smith?
That's my Stephen A.
No,
Smith.
it's pretty good. It's not bad.
I've worked on it.
You close your eyes and you kind of see that. Yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't pay to see that fight again.
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry. I would not pay
And
to see that fight again.
I think maybe a rematch might be in the cards. I don't know for sure, but I think that maybe.
Yeah.
There's always... Because now that this fight actually happened, and it's not like a mythical thing far off into the future, that it actually happened. Which, before we keep trashing this, it was still pretty amazing that it actually happened.
Yeah,
I'd like to at least point that out. It was still fascinating, incredible. It was an event,
right?
And it felt like one right up until the end of the
actual
first
fight
round.
started.
You're right.
Yeah.
But right up until then, it felt like. I mean, we're all too young to really understand, Fraser Ali,
Right.
Yeah.
Sugar Ray Robinson.
This should have been the equivalent
fights
of
like
that.
No, exactly. That's what people wanted it to be, and it should have been. And this was supposed to be our generation's version of that. We were supposed to be able to tell our kids, 30 years from now, well, these punks who, fighting, they're nothing like Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. They had a fucking legacy and a trilogy, and it was bang, bang, bang. And we're supposed to be able to tell an epic story to our kids, and now what are we going to tell them? It sucked.
And
That's what's most
the day
disappointing.
boxing died.
That's
the day boxing died, kids.
yeah.
Seriously. Because who really cares? They asked Mike Tyson about the fight, and he's given his analysis and stuff, and he said all that funny stuff about Mayweather and how he's a scared little man. But when they asked him about the heavyweight division, his answer was very telling. They said, "What do you think of the heavyweight division?" I don't think of the heavyweight division. It's all Klitschko. It's all Klitschko. That's it. I was like, but it's true though.
Yeah, he's
no
not
one
wrong.
gives a shit about any other weight class in boxing except for welterweights, and we only care about two welterweights.
Yeah.
One of them has one more fight, and he's retired. Manny Pacquiao could retire at any point now. He's 57, 6-2.
Yeah.
Like, why keep fighting? You fought Mayweather, you lost. That's it. There's no other mountain to climb.
Yeah.
Right.
Mayweather fought Manny Pacquiao, beat him. He's 48-0. One more fight, he'll be 49-0. He'll tie Rocky Marciano's record.
Mm-hmm.
There's nowhere else to go.
Right.
So that's it. Once those two guys are gone,
What's left?
Everybody can stop boxing.
Everyone just stop. I'm sorry.
Hang it up, guys.
The
It's
guys
over.
who think this is still your dream, it's not. It's dead.
Yep.
The dream is dead.
Apologize to all those Puerto Rican boys right now.
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's the same as obviously, something like baseball, for instance, is still mega popular, but it's not nearly as popular as it used to
Hey,
be.
maybe those little Puerto Rican boys can pick that up.
That's what I'm seeing right now.
Playing baseball. It's true.
Yep.
People used to, though, that used to be a dream. That used to be something that people really strive to be, was Major League Baseball players. Like, who do you know actually wants to be a fucking baseball player?
Dominicans.
Dominicans.
Dominicans, yeah.
And it's the same. It's the same thing as boxing. Like, people are moving on now. People aren't. They don't want to be boxers. They want to use boxing as a discipline and put that into their MMA.
Right, and part of the arsenal.
Right. So if you're in a boxing ring now, I'm not going to say everybody there is just there to utilize that as a piece of their arsenal.
Right.
But a lot of them are.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's in any way a slight towards boxing, because I think we can all agree boxing is its own special type of sport that has its own rules and its own intricacies that you don't find necessarily in MMA. It's its own practice that I feel shouldn't go away. I hate to see boxing like get out of the Olympics or something.
Right.
Yeah.
People, and when we talked about this before, we got trashed on YouTube.
We sure did.
Because that some guy was like, we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. But I beg to differ, sir.
If you're still watching, thank you.
I think we've all have been watching boxing a very, very long time.
Yeah.
I know myself, I've been watching boxing probably half my life.
Yeah, since I can remember.
So I have an incredible respect for the sweet science. I am just a realist. And if you can't see that as a fan, I'm sorry, but that's where the tides are going. And it sucks.
That's IST, not EST. Realist.
That's what I said.
I know. I'm just clarifying for everybody. Just want to make sure nobody confuses that you're saying I'm the realist.
I be the realist.
I am a realist.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You are the only realist. You are the most realist.
I'm the realist.
Yes.
I'm a realist.
Yes. Realist.
I'm the realist.
Anyway, so I think that the people that had a problem with what we were saying before, as far as boxing goes, did have a point. They still suck, but they had a point, and the point was boxing still has the money. They still have much more money behind them than UFC does.
Very true.
So,
who are they going to give that money to, though?
Yeah.
Themselves. They just keep filling their pockets.
I was going to say that there are multiple reasons why this fight wasn't as big as it was supposed to be, and the fight itself was the main reason. But also, there's no historical context.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
These guys, like Mayweather treated this as a business venture. It was just another job. It was just another payday. He talks shit, but he always talks shit.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing. These guys don't have like this rivalry or
Right.
this like personal vendetta against each other. Or, there was nothing really there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe it's because it's this generation and like the way we talk shit is through Twitter or tweets that we delete, 5 minutes later.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's part of it. But there was nothing to get you excited except for the fight. And when the fight lets you down, it's like...
What's left?
When there's personality behind it and there's anger and there's passion behind it, like, you can see it in the fight. And these guys, like, hate each other and they're, like, throwing punches at each other because they're trying to hurt each other. These guys were not trying to hurt each other. These guys were trying to make it to the end of the fight.
Yeah.
These guys were getting paid.
Yeah.
$138,000 a second.
Right. And that's what they
crazy.
wanted. They wanted a payday. And when you take that passion out of it, we can see it as fans. Even a casual fan can see it.
Right. There was no chemistry.
Nothing. There was nothing there. There was no reason. These guys, like, even when the fight was over, it just felt like a sparring match. Like, Mayweather
Right.
goes over there and hugs him up, and it was like, all right, cool.
Well,
Like,
to his credit, he was hugging him the entire match. So
oh, give it to me. Boom! And it
saving that one.
that was good.
Thank you.
And you threw it in right where you needed to.
Yeah, thank you.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Showmanship. Yeah, and that takes away from the overall, like, why should we care? If they don't care, why should we care? I guess is the biggest point. Who gives a shit? If you don't, if the guy in the ring who's taking the punches doesn't give a shit,
Right.
I don't care. Like Manny Pacquiao, to talk about the fight itself for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He knows that he's losing on the scorecard. Or maybe he doesn't. Maybe he honestly believed that he was winning the fight. I don't believe that he believed he was winning that fight. I think that boxers, when they lose, unless they lose definitively, they have to say, well, I thought I was winning the early rounds, blah, blah. They have to. They always do it. Every
saving
time.
face.
They always do it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever going to go, yeah, he got me.
He beat me.
Right.
Those couple rounds.
Yeah. So he was saving face. He was just doing what boxers do. I do not believe he honestly believed he was winning that fight. He can't. There's no way he can believe that.
No.
In the 9th, the 10th round, like, you got to turn the engines on, man. Once you're that far behind on the scorecard, like, he knew it. The whole building knew it. You either knock him out or you go home the loser. That's
Right.
it. So why was he still fighting the same fight from round 1 to round 12? It was the same exact fight. Nothing changed. That's why it was so boring. It wasn't that Mayweather was running. It was that nothing actually happened.
Right. It's boring. It was boring.
Yeah.
It was boring to watch.
As many times as he got him in the corner,
What did he do? What did he do? Nothing.
Nothing.
Every time he got him in that corner, and you're just sitting there waiting for him to just unload
Tear him
the
apart.
fucking the hurting bombs, and nothing happened.
Nope.
And it was like, okay, he'll get him this next time. He just kept getting him in the corner, and he just kept letting him out.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, all right. He'll get next time. He's just measuring him up.
Right, he's setting him up.
He's seeing where he goes.
This match was all foreplay, man.
That's all foreplay. I did not get any butt from
Can't
this.
get no satisfaction. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I tend to think that there won't be a rematch just because, again, with the ESPN interviews that they've been doing all day today, obviously.
Yeah.
Somebody brought up a good point, and it was that what do you expect from a rematch other than exactly what just happened?
Right.
You know?
I mean, what I expect is that Manny Pacquiao watches this fight over and over and over again for 7-8 months. Mm-hmm. He has it playing on a huge TV screen as he's punching the heavy bag just over and over and over again.
He said yes.
he said yes. Until he figures out what he did wrong. Because we watched it and we know. But he has to know. What the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, I hate to say it as a Pacquiao fan, but I just don't think he has it anymore.
Nah.
I think that passion that he had in the ring has been gone for the last 3 matches I've seen him.
It's gone. I mean, coming into this fight, he was 3-2 in his last 5 fights.
Yeah.
That's not the record of a champion.
Right.
That's the record of a journeyman who's basically on the last leg of his career.
Yeah.
Which,
very disappointing.
Sadly enough, that's what Manny Pacquiao is.
Yeah.
And he doesn't seem that upset about it.
He's not. He has other things going on.
Doing other shit with his life.
He's got so much else going on. Like, boxing is one aspect of his very, very varied life. So, I mean, maybe he doesn't. Maybe that's why he didn't really. He was just trying to collect that payday, take all that money back to the Philippines and feed the people.
Yeah, the fact of the matter is he doesn't need boxing.
No, he doesn't. And neither does Manny Pacquiao. Or, I'm sorry, Floyd Mayweather at this point.
Yeah. Unfortunately, boxing needs them.
Right.
So
poignant, Adam.
Thank you. I really try.
So yeah, it's a sad day, and I hope that we're wrong, and I hope that a star emerges in our lifetime.
We need it. We need some new fresh blood that's actually has the passion of these past champions. I haven't seen it yet. I mean, maybe our ears aren't to the ground on this, but
maybe not. Or maybe it's just who we are as a people now. Nobody's really passionate about anything.
This is opening up a can of worms.
I'm not going to go down that road.
Overall, that pay-per-view sucked because even the undercards were
Undercards.
horrible.
They blew. They
Horrible.
sucked. Undercards sucked. Top card sucked.
Everything sucked.
Everything sucks. Everything sucks. You know what didn't suck? The Avengers.
It's true.
Yep.
Like that segue?
It did not suck. Your segue didn't suck.
Yes, that movie. We've been talking about it for the past, couple of podcasts, just kind of gearing up for it. We've had a lot of topics about Marvel and DC and whatnot, and so the day finally comes to actually see the movie and what it's about, and it did not disappoint.
Agreed.
I don't want to harp on it too much because if you're the 12 people in the United States who haven't seen the movie yet, then you should probably go and see it. We're not going to give too many spoilers, probably not any. But what'd you guys think?
I liked it. It was a good cinematic experience, but
Uh-oh.
there wasn't anything exciting. There was no twist for me. Everything that happened, I kind of saw coming.
I'll give you that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
It was the movie itself was really, really fun and awesome, but every step of the way, you could call it.
Yeah. I think for me, I completely agree with that, David. But at the same time, like, I don't know what else they can do. And I was talking to Marco about this right after the movie. I don't know what they can do to top the first Avengers. Like that first time you see them all collected together after that entire buildup of these individual movies.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally prefer now those individual movies because they tell more of a compact story. You don't have to deal with all these individual little people.
Yes.
And they're taking the plot.
Trying to do too much at once.
Yeah.
In one movie. That Black Widow, Bruce Banner thing.
Romance,
was horrible.
Yeah.
What was the point of that?
Yeah, I didn't feel the chemistry there. I didn't feel it.
It seemed weird. It seemed like it was put in
there.
there.
It seemed forced.
There was nothing before that.
Yes, exactly.
I was thinking about that on my drive home. I was trying to think about context for this relationship. She was the one who recruited him. He tried
that was it.
He
That
tried
was
to
it.
murder her in the airplane.
Yeah, that's also he
thing.
threw her around.
That's pretty much it.
Because for one, there hasn't been a Black Widow standalone movie or another Hulk movie, so they didn't have an opportunity to build that. So then we're just thrown into the middle of their budding romance.
Right. Without getting into any spoilers, obviously, I think this movie was sort of the side character exploration a bit. They focused a little less on the main, Captain America, Iron Man chemistry thing, which I thought they were going to go into a bit more.
There was nothing there leading up into Civil War like I thought there would be.
Yeah.
They touch on a little bit of anger there, but it wasn't anything.
No, it's nothing that would be foreshadowing.
Exactly.
Yeah. No.
Exactly. So I was kind of left like, and I mean, I still really enjoyed this movie. I'm not trying to say you shouldn't watch it, but it didn't wow me in a way.
Yeah.
I still really liked it. It was a lot of fun. I have a weird complaint though.
Okay.
It may have just been our theater, but like the audio was kind of off. Like there wasn't enough punch in a lot of the scenes. I was just kind of like,
you know what? I noticed that only once, and it was when Ultron was fighting. This is too much. I don't want to give too much away. Ultron's fighting somebody, and the punches just weren't. I just didn't feel them. It just didn't look like the. Maybe you're right. Maybe it was the theater, but it just didn't really connect. It just didn't seem life threatening.
Yeah, and I mean, like, for me personally, the worst of it was in the very beginning scene when they're all fighting together.
Yeah, I didn't like that first scene.
Like it's very.
You didn't like it?
It was very CG heavy.
Yeah, very CG heavy. You could tell like a lot of them weren't in the same area for some of the special effects.
I imagine Robert Downey Jr. just had to film that.
Just
for
his
a while.
face.
Can we just get you on a Skype call?
Right.
Yeah,
Rob.
The best gig ever.
But yeah, when they do where the Avengers kick and they're all doing something at the same, I was like,
that was in the trailer
that was a
too.
little cheesy.
I was like,
because that was one of the posters, and you're like, oh, that's an actual scene. From that was a screen grab. That's what that was.
We've been training for 10 years on this. Yeah,
I do like. Actually, let me rephrase. I absolutely love the chemistry between Thor and Captain America.
Yeah,
I mean they had like 8 different moves. It was like watching the video game.
Yeah.
It was, you know what I'm saying? Like putting
Marvel
those moves.
Universe.
Just putting those moves together.
Alliance.
Yeah.
Yes, Marvel Alliance. It was like that.
Yeah.
Some of their moves, I was like, I was juiced up.
Yeah, I wish they did that more.
Yeah.
With everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which they did. They did if I remember correctly, on the first one during the big siege in New York.
Yeah, it was Iron Man, Captain America. A lot of things go off of his shield.
It's true. It's true. That shield's very handy.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I still really did enjoy it. I'm trying to think of other complaints because, again, it was a really great movie.
Complaints.
Okay, let me go a bit more positive. Something I really, really enjoyed about it was the writing. It was very Joss Whedon, and I love that, and I'm going to miss it in part 3.
Yeah.
So, like, that sort of the humor that's injected in everything, it almost worked as a comedy more than it did an action movie.
Yeah.
That was another thing I liked. That was one small complaint that I had was something happens, and then the Hulk does something, and someone goes, "Oh, Jesus Christ!" That part, yeah. And I was like, it's too soon after that thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a poignant moment.
Yeah, it felt. It felt sometimes that it was like
Jarring.
funny. For the sake of, or I guess it's not really inspired
For the kids.
but it was funny, but it took away from like the emotion of the moment.
Yeah.
They tried a little too hard to make everything a little too lighthearted. I think Marvel does that expertly to take a dark moment and still gloss it over with some lightheartedness to let you know that it's not too heavy. The problem with that is there are no real consequences.
Yeah.
In the Dark Knight, for instance, there are real consequences. People die and they're gone.
Right.
They're fucking dead, and characters react to that in a way that lets you know that there's seriousness to this. Like these things happen, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I don't
Can't say it.
Yeah.
I know what you're gonna say. But that line that he kept saying, he says it.
Yeah.
And then it's just like you can't take it serious because
Right.
it's just a punchline.
Right.
Right.
So I feel like in the moments that were supposed to be serious, they could have been a little more serious, I guess.
Yeah.
Although I have read that Phase 2 has been a lot more, a lot darker than Phase 1, and that's Avengers 2 and Winter Soldier and Iron Man 3 was really, really dark.
Yeah.
He's dealing with PTSD for some reason, and then
Well, that's because he's not an alcoholic anymore.
So you can't deal with alcoholism.
Right. Yeah, they had to take that away from him. So, but then he's not anymore.
Right.
That was there was some continuity that kind of bothered me a little bit.
And I mean, how does he still have his suit?
Yeah, they
and
don't-
the entire
They don't
Legion
explore
fleet.
that at all.
The Legion.
They just
Could have
said
rebuilt it. He's in the Avengers Tower. They showed like the little. He's repairing the robot. So
no,
it's-
but Iron Man 3 was focused solely on him never being Iron Man again.
Right. He took out
And
his
then
little
he's
thing in his
just
heart.
Iron Man. They don't explore at all why all of a sudden he has turned the Stark Tower into the Avengers HQ, and why he still has that legion of Iron Man. Remember, he destroys all of the Iron Man in Iron Man 3.
Shut up, nerd.
This is real to me.
It bothered me because I'm a huge fan of Iron Man, and Iron Man 3 bothered me a lot. It bothered a lot of people. But
We've discussed this, Marco.
yeah, we have. The continuity bothers me a lot in this one. For instance, everyone goes their separate ways, and then
They don't explain
why all of a
Yeah.
sudden they're like a team. They're not just working together. They're a fucking
Right.
team.
Well-oiled
They've been together.
machine.
They're a fucking.
Yeah, that's
They're
another
a
thing.
spec ops team.
Yeah.
They got it going on.
They are the Avengers. Like, they're well known.
There's a part where it's like, can our men hold them? They're the
They're
Avengers.
the Avengers.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're celebrities.
Right.
They've been in and out of countries, small countries, just breaking shit, and taking names.
I liked
all in the name of the
Avenging?
sector or whatever. Avenging. They said that a lot too.
They sure
I know
did.
you like to avenge. All you're avenging. You and your Avenger friends. That was weird. I didn't like the way that they used that.
They don't know
just
what
threw
that word means.
around. Yeah, I don't like it.
I liked Veronica.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was neat.
That was cool.
The Hulkbuster thing.
Yes, very
everybody
cool.
knows about the Hulkbuster.
Yeah,
I liked
sure.
how they made his character smart enough to know to cover his tracks. He's kind of like the Bruce Wayne Batman
Yeah.
of the Avengers.
Very much
Oh,
so.
Robert or Tony,
Yes, Robert Downey Jr. Tony
Bobby.
Stark.
Robert Stark.
Bobby, my boy Bob.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean they thought it out well.
Yeah. And he should be the smart one in the group, too.
Right.
He's a doctor. No, not a doctor. He's just a scientist.
I like that.
Billionaire, playboy, genius, philanthropist.
There you go.
You got it. I like that there was a scene where Kobe Smulders' character, I forgot her name, she comes
Robin.
in.
Yes.
Robin comes in and
Clearly
she
Robin.
says something. She says "boss" to Tony, and he deflects it to Captain America.
Yeah.
Because Captain America is the leader of the Avengers, so I thought that it was pretty cool that they acknowledged that, and that there's not a power struggle. Captain America is the leader, and Iron Man's just there helping out.
Yep.
And that I felt was a little bit of foreshadowing for Civil War, just the fact that and the fact that they go at it a lot. There's a lot of tension between
Yeah.
those two. They're very friendly, but then there's like this rivalry of they're on the same level, and
Yeah, that's been a good thing I think they've been sort of building since day one, is that they're basically diametrically opposed characters.
Right.
Yeah.
One's the playboy, the other one's the good guy, So I guess I could see that working as far as building up that character struggle they're going to eventually have.
yeah.
And I see things having to get much darker in order for us to get there.
Right.
So maybe this was just sort of, I feel like this was maybe their Iron Man 2, where it's like, okay, that was fine, but
Right,
something
but now-
more
now
substantial
here's
needs to
the-
happen
yeah.
now.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So,
Actors.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead. Okay.
Go ahead.
Actors. First, my man crush for Robert Downey Jr. knows no bound.
Yeah.
And
Just once, I would like his character Tony Stark to be serious in a situation, just once.
Okay, but see, that's what I was gonna say. That there's a scene where he's kind of he's breaking down why he has done some of the things he's done when they're all together and shit just hit the fan. And he's kind of breaking it down, like, does everybody remember what happened in the last movie? And I felt like you see the acting chops come through, and you're like, this guy is a fucking actor first and foremost. He's an action star second. He's a fucking actor first.
Yeah.
And I felt like only in that scene does that really kind of shine through. But you're right. there are certain moments where some introspection, some clarity needs to be there, and there's not. He's very sarcastic almost the whole time. Yeah. I mean, that's what people love about him, but at the same time, it's like there needs to be that. Yeah,
enough's enough sometimes.
Right.
Like when he,
when he spoils.
Can't say that. Yeah, when he spoiled that. Spoiler.
Yeah. Everybody else does their job.
Yeah.
Chris Evans, he didn't have to do a lot of heavy lifting, in my opinion. James Spader, he rocked that shit.
Yeah.
He knocked it. He crushed.
I wasn't expecting Ultron to be that charismatic.
He was awesome.
That was pretty cool that they did make him sort of like the offspring of Tony Stark, and in terms of personality.
Right.
I was telling Gav that the only thing I didn't like was that they made his mouth move. And he's a robot.
It moved. Yeah, it moved in a natural way, not a. This is a robot talking. This was like lips.
Sort of like the Transformers.
A lot of enunciating and it was too much.
Yeah, but then I thought about it. I was like, if they had just like a metal plate or like a light that just blinked when he spoke, it would have.
That would have been horrible.
It would have been horrible. He needed to have been able to emote something.
Right.
Yep.
I think though, I mean, James Spader could have been. He would have been all right. His voice acting would have been all right. Having the robot actually
just as his
like
voice,
you said, emote would have been helps. But yeah, James Spader I think would have been able to. He fucking crushed. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah,
very good.
The youngest Olsen sister and Kick-Ass.
Yeah,
they acted ably. I don't know. Their Eastern European accents were a little flimsy.
Yeah, Olsen chick kind of dropped the ball.
Yeah,
I noticed. It was bad.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I'm out of this movie now.
I don't know much about Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, but are they Eastern European? I don't think so. Because canon, Quicksilver is
they are Magneto's children.
So, yeah, they're not Eastern European.
Quick fact, they were both in Godzilla, the remake, and they were married in that movie.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
We saw that like the day after and kind of freaked out.
No, we saw it that night.
Oh.
Yeah, we got back here and we turned on TV, we were flipping the channels, Godzilla's on, and we're like, oh, hey, it's Kick-Ass. And then he turns around and kisses Scarlet Witch.
Oh, God. So weird. Weird.
It's very strange.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool. Trying to think. Anything else we haven't really touched on? Anything you want to touch on?
A lot of Easter eggs in there.
Yeah?
Damn it, can't say that.
Yep.
This is for you, people. We're trying not to spoil things.
There's a couple nods to Black Panther.
Yeah.
Right.
One of his major nemesis is in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
There's a nod to a fountain in Thor.
Right. Yeah.
Wrong.
Yep.
What else did you see?
I don't know. There's a lot of little things like as to be expected. I don't want to really get into much because obviously that's part of the fun of watching these movies for the first time.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, keep your eyes peeled. There's good stuff.
So all in all, would you recommend going to see it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Would you recommend seeing it in IMAX?
Yes. Not 3D.
Only if you can see it in a true IMAX theater.
That's
my stipulation about this.
Say that.
That's my stipulation about this.
Well, the reason I brought it up is because I've been talking to a lot of people about it, and they've asked, "Did you see it in IMAX?" And I felt that it wasn't necessary to see it in IMAX. I felt that it just didn't grab me in a way cinematically that it needed to be in an IMAX theater.
No, because why would you? You've seen every other Marvel movie normally.
Right. I guess that's true.
It wasn't Dark Knight. Like there weren't these like IMAX film scenes.
Yeah.
Right.
That makes all the difference in the world.
Well, that's why that to me felt like a necessity to see it like that.
Yeah.
Shit, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, go see this movie. You will enjoy it.
Did you ever explain why you're wearing those gloves?
I was gonna try to go the whole episode with just letting people wonder why I had my hands wrapped, but yeah. It's just, I don't know.
Boxing.
All
right.
Boxing. You see that? Yeah. Right there, kid. Right in the kisser. Bam. He's knocked out. He's snoozing. You want none of this, B.
The root beer knocked him right out.
Moving right along.
Mm-hmm.
Podcast listeners, special announcement. We will not be recording an episode next week because we as a collective, the
Yep.
One Baron podcast,
Even that guy.
and that guy off camera, we are going to Big Guava Fest.
Mm-hmm.
It is a annual music festival that is in Tampa, Florida.
Yeah.
And we're going, so we're not going to be recording an episode. I have never been to a festival before. You have?
Yeah.
You have?
Yes.
Have you? All right, cool. So,
Got some newcomers.
podcast virgins right here. I don't really know what to expect. There's websites that have like step-by-step lists of like do's and don'ts for festivals.
Mm-hmm.
I don't read any of them.
Well, basically, you can pretty much sneak anything in on your shoe.
In my shoe?
Yeah, in your
Pro
shoe.
tip, yeah.
So please, go ahead and put all your knives and weapons
Okay,
In
cool.
your
in your
Cool,
shoes. Wear your boots.
I already got my deadly weapons right here. They're registered.
Sex
Go on.
offenders.
Anyway. No, yeah, the do's and don'ts. Those are important.
Both of them are registered sex offenders. Both of them.
God. You guys.
Go on.
Adam,
Um,
go ahead, pick this up.
All right, do drugs. I'm just kidding.
You ready to hear first, kids?
Yes. No, festivals are great. Festivals are a lot of fun. There's nothing quite like going to a music festival. It's much different than going to just a concert because obviously you're in an entirely different environment most of the time.
Right.
I've been to EDC with this guy for many a year, but I also got to go to a more rock-ish, alternative indie festival in New York that I've spoken about on this podcast.
We had a whole thing
at Governor's
dedicated
Ball,
to
right?
it.
So I feel like this one's going to be a bit more similar to that.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun, but you have to pace yourself
Okay.
because you have to realize you're going to be on your feet all day. It's going to be a long, exhaustive experience. Wear comfortable clothes. And we need to all pre-plan who we want to see the most because I found that's the most important thing so you don't miss anybody.
Action Bronson's one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Run the
Yeah.
Jewels.
Run the Jewels.
They're both performing on the same stage, so
So that's good. We don't
Yep.
have to go anywhere.
I had a different philosophy where it was like, if you want to break off and go see someone that nobody else wants to, then you should do that.
Oh yeah. I'm not, you should definitely go
Did you?
see whatever you want
What?
to do.
Did you?
What?
Break
Have
off.
somebody you want to go break off and just go?
No,
do
I
your
have my
thing?
people I want to see.
Huh?
I'm just saying, just in case. If I hear something I like and you guys don't like it, I'm going to stay there.
No, you're gonna stay with us the entire time.
No.
Okay.
There's gonna be
Not
like
my parents.
8 of us.
Yeah,
There's
there's
gonna be a bunch of us.
Who else is coming?
We'll talk about that. That's
Okay.
not
Yeah,
important
yeah.
right now.
Okay.
It's going to
yeah.
drop a whole bunch of names for no reason.
Yep.
True.
Yeah.
I guess let's go through the big ones. The Strokes are co-headlining.
Yeah.
With the Pixies.
Pixies.
Is Wilco's not headlining, right?
Wilco's
Wilco's
not
not
there.
Pretty Lights.
Pretty Lights.
Wilco is going to another
Pretty
festival.
Lights is on a different
Pretty
day.
Lights is co-headlining with the Pixies and the Strokes.
Yep.
They're on a different day.
So doesn't mean they can't co-headline. I'm talking about just the headlining.
The
of
entire event. Yeah.
Oh.
It's gonna be
Okay.
the event's on Friday and Saturday, so people know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James Blake.
James Blake.
Hosier, however you pronounce their
Uh-huh.
weird name. Hosier.
Like
Death
we said,
from
Action
Above,
Bronson.
1979.
You are correct, sir.
AWOL Nation for those rockers out there.
AWOL Nation.
Then there's a bunch of artists that admittedly I don't know very well or at all in some instances that I definitely want to check out over this week. I'm going to probably start checking
Yeah.
out all of them just to get a good taste of what we're getting into, because the
Right.
way they've set it up is it's like they know, like, these are the popular bands and groups that everybody want to see on Saturday. Friday is the day. Come check out some new flavor.
Yeah.
Get into some stuff.
Try
have
some stuff.
Have some fun.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I personally love live music regardless.
Right.
You know, so
Yeah.
add to that the fact that this event seems pretty cool because they have food trucks, craft beer. So even if you're not necessarily interested in going to see one specific person, I think you'd still have a good time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but what are you trying to get out of this experience? Because we're both vets
We
of
can make that happen
festivals. So,
for a small fee.
Okay. I guess have some fun. Have some fun.
Yeah.
And give it 110%. Okay. You know, just be out there and just do my thing. I'm probably gonna like.
Plur.
I'm not gonna.
It's gonna get so plur.
It's gonna plur.
I'm not gonna plur.
He's gonna get plurred up.
I'm plurred up, getting so plurred up. I am gonna get turned. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Action Bronson, I'm gonna lose my shit. Run the jewels.
Oh.
Are you gonna run on stage and let him body slam you?
If I can get to the stage.
You know he does that.
Yeah,
People get on stage in Action Bronson and he body slams them
Yeah.
off the stage.
I mean, he's done leg sweeps, choke slams.
Last time he came to Orlando, we missed him, and then I saw footage on like his "Fuck That's Delicious."
Yeah, it was on Vice.
He threw a midget off the stage.
That's awesome.
I'm not exaggerating, Gavin.
It's a little
He took
person.
a midget.
It's
It's a little
threw
person,
it
David.
person.
It's a little person.
off the
It'll be on
stage.
everyone's bucket list.
To throw little people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's living that life.
Yeah.
So
Stop that life.
the last time I really I went to a live show and like really got crazy was probably fucking NERD was the last
Wow.
time like I really got really into it. Like I mean I've been to shows after that.
Is that like high school prom or something?
No, it was no. It was I think it was first year of
I'm
college.
fucking with you.
Thought
But
that seriously.
I think I don't know. The Kendrick Lamar show was pretty good, but it didn't get like
No,
really
we didn't get crazy there
until the end.
Yeah.
we got into it a little bit.
Yeah.
but it wasn't that hype of a
No,
show.
no.
It was good. but
It's
it
because
wasn't
of
great.
the entire opening act of garbage on top
Man,
of garbage.
Garbage on garbage.
Yeah, it's horrible.
God, I wish I could remember how one of those songs went.
I
They were
don't.
really good.
Yeah.
I mean, and when I say good,
I'm glad
I
I
mean,
missed that. Why wasn't I able to make it? I was working.
Yeah,
that
you were.
night,
you weren't in town.
Yep.
No,
Sucks,
I was in. I didn't have this job then.
man. I think he did.
No, wait. Yeah, I did because
Yeah.
that was last year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
never
very-
I
mind.
think you were
It was
new to
recent.
it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So yeah, I'm just gonna fucking let loose, bro.
All right.
I don't want nothing specific. I just want to make sure that everybody has a good time on our podcast, and we just enjoy ourselves, and there's not a there's not a lull.
Yeah, keep it together.
And we just have a good time. One Beer Podcast. I can't stop saying One Beer Podcast. I don't know why. Have a good time.
There's no lull. Everybody just enjoys themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So that's really what I want most out of it.
An important thing to mention, we're going to try to make it out to Cigar City.
Yeah.
So if we do that...
Oh, we're gonna do that.
If we do
Right.
that, we can probably bring home some treats.
That'll be fun.
That'd be a lot of fun. Get some swag.
Some
Bring some swag in.
Swag.
Yes.
Yeah,
Show
I'm
it
getting-
off.
I'm getting a shirt.
Swag.
Yeah.
Nice one. Button up.
Just that's beer bottles on it.
Okay.
No, I'm serious. I've seen what they have in their store.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a button up.
Word.
Wow.
All right.
right.
Any other tips, tricks, advice for me and for the listener?
Yeah. I'd say if you're going to a festival, again, just go comfortable. Because a lot of people try to,
Not too comfortable. Don't show up in like basketball shorts.
Okay.
I might wear some basketball shorts.
Oh,
Yeah.
as long as you're not alone.
I was gonna work in the jean shorts, the jorts. That was my plan. I'm gonna jort it up.
Comfy shoes.
Yeah, for sure.
Some newbies.
Rock the newbies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Baby powder.
Word. You know where that's going. Anything else?
Pre-game.
Pre-game, yeah. Because buying anything at any festival is like buying at Disney. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, except like twice as much.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
They have you trapped in one place. They know that they can take advantage.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So have fun. Have fun.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
That is the plan. And this has been the One Band Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
That is Adam Obesius Rodriguez.
I am.
That is Drunk Dave Romero.
Me.
Did you forget?
I was gonna go sports with Dave Romero, and it wasn't gonna roll off. That actually kind of sounded pretty cool, sports with Dave Romero. But Gavin better off camera.
I do like that.
Save it for next time. Put that in your pocket.
And my name is Mark Radupa. Thank you guys for listening. Drink delicious beer and have a good evening.
And a week. Okay, bye.
Week.
Yeah.